Welcome to the first This Week in Weed of 2012. Let's take a look at this week's top stories. Democrat Governor Jack Markell has abruptly halted plans to implement legislation passed in 2011 that allows qualified patients to obtain marijuana from state-licensed facilities. The governor had initially signed the law, Senate Bill 17, last May. Under the law, patients with a qualifying illness may legally possess up to 6 ounces of cannabis, provided they obtain it from a state-licensed, not-for-profit compassion center. State regulators were anticipated to begin licensing marijuana producers and distributors later this year. On Friday, Governor Markell announced that he was suspending the program because his office received a letter from the Obama Justice Department alleging that his implementation would subject those licensed under the law, as well as public servants, to federal criminal prosecution. States the letter, "Growing, distributing, and possessing marijuana in any capacity other than as a part of federally authorized research program is a violation of federal law regardless of state laws permitting such activities. Moreover, those who engage in financial transactions involving the proceeds of such activities may also be in violation of federal money laundering statutes." The letter further threatens that state employees who conduct activities mandated by the Delaware Medical Marijuana Act are not immune from liability under the Federal Controlled Substances Act. Justice Department officials sent similar letters to lawmakers and governors in states considering regulating legislation last spring. Shortly after receiving the letters, Washington Democrat Governor Chris Gregory vetoed legislation that sought to allow licensed cannabis dispensaries in that state. Soon after, Rhode Island Independent Governor Lincoln Chafee also nixed regulations allowing for the state-licensed production and distribution of cannabis. In a statement issued by Governor Markell on Friday, he claimed that the federal government left him with no alternative but to suspend the law's implementation. To do otherwise would put our state employees in legal jeopardy, and I will not do that. In response to the governor's actions, sponsors of the law have suggested amending the Medical Marijuana Act to allow for qualified patients to cultivate cannabis at home, a practice that is currently allowed under state law in 14 other states. To date, 3 states, Colorado, Maine, and New Mexico, have issued licenses to allow for the state-sanctioned production and distribution of cannabis, and so far, programs in those states have operated largely without federal interference. The Michigan Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 last week that city election officials illegally blocked voters in 2010 from deciding on a municipal ballot initiative that sought to remove marijuana possession penalties for those aged 21 or older. Proponents of the ballot measure, the Coalition for a Safer Detroit, collected over 6,000 signatures from registered voters in 2010 to place the measure on that year's fall ballot. That vote never took place, however, because election officials alleged that the proposal conflicted with state anti-drug laws. A trial court agreed with their opinion. On Friday, the State Court of Appeals reversed that opinion. It determined that the proposed ballot measure, on its face, does not appear to significantly alter state law. Consequently, plaintiffs had a clear legal right to the placement of the initiative on the ballot, the court ruled. On Tuesday, Crystal Crittenden, Corporation Counsel for the Detroit Law Department, said the city plans to file an appeal with the Michigan Supreme Court. It is not yet clear whether the appeals process will further delay a public vote on the measure, which has been scheduled for August 2012. NORML is accepting registrations from criminal defense attorneys and the general public to attend its 7th annual Aspen Legal Seminar. This year's event takes place from Thursday, May 31st through Saturday, June 2nd, at the Gann Hotel in downtown Aspen, one of the nation's most cannabis-friendly cities. Topics of discussion at this year's conference include medical marijuana in the workplace, transitioning from medical use to full legalization, defending paraphernalia and spice cases, jury selection in a marijuana case, and how to use the latest and best science to defend against a DUID marijuana prosecution. NORML is proud to make this once-a-year legal seminar open to lawyers and the public, said NORML founder and legal director Keith Strop. Don't miss this rare opportunity to join NORML's staff and some of the nation's top pot lawyers and activists in this unique and intimate setting. That's it for This Week in Weed. Check back next Thursday for more top stories.